I started my cut looking like this, and now I look like this. All of this was only 3 months ago. I followed a very simple 11-step process to get the results that I've gotten. And if you follow these 11 steps, and you're going to get the same results, if not better. Step 1. Eliminate all the shitty food that's in your diet. So for the next 3 months, most, if not all of the food that you eat is going to be clean and unprocessed. That means no McDonald's, no KFC, none of that processed shit that you're putting into your body that's literally poison but you don't even know. Here's what I'm going to say. It doesn't have to be too extreme, and I did sort of over exaggerate things when I said it was literally poison. It's not literally poison, but it's not good for you. It's definitely not good for you. It's hyper processed. It has way too many ingredients in there, and it shouldn't be that way. Food should not be that way. So eat food that only has one ingredient in it, all right? So for example, if I was to eat beef, the only ingredient in beef is beef. If I was to eat potato, the only ingredient in potato is potato. That's it. Keep it simple. That's what most of your food should look like. 80% of your diet is now clean, unprocessed, good food. Before some little idiot loses his shit and leaves a comment down below like, bro, all you need is a calorie deficit. Like, you can lose weight eating shit food. Yeah, but it's going to be a lot easier to overeat shitty food, and thus it would be a lot easier to not maintain the calorie deficit. On the other hand, if you eat clean, unprocessed food, it would be a lot more difficult to overeat and get excess calories in it. This leads me to step number 2. Calculate your maintenance calories, and whatever your maintenance calories are, subtract 300 to 500 calories from your maintenance calories. Now, here's the thing. I usually don't recommend subtracting any more than 300 calories, but since the point of this video is to get you lean by the winter, we're gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive. All right, like a little 200 to 300 calorie deficit is great if you've got 4 to 5 months to lose the fat, but for us, we've got what? Barely 2 months, 3 months, right? And if we're trying to do that, then we're gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive. Step 3, this is very simple. Eat 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, the more aggressive your cut is, the higher on that range you are. All right, so if you're cutting 300 calories, you might be able to get away with just 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. On the other hand, if you're starting out with a 500 calorie deficit, then I'd recommend that you get a gram of protein per pound of body weight. A pound of protein, yeah. Step number 4. Now again, this is very simple. Drink a gallon of water every day. That's like what, 4 liters? Here's the thing. Here's a little hack for you guys. Every time you feel hungry, but you've already, I don't know, hit your calories, or maybe it's not time for your next meal yet, here's what I want you to do. Get a glass of water and chug it down. If you still feel hungry, get another glass of water and then chug that down. And then just use water to suppress your appetite. Step number 5. Every single day, have 4 nutritious meals that comply with the 4 steps that I just told you about. So the 4 meals that you eat must be A, clean and unprocessed for the most part, B, sufficient in protein, C, they have to comply with a caloric deficit, and D, you've got to make sure you're getting some water with that meal. Step 6, get a nighttime routine and go to bed on the same time every night, ideally. This will make sense in a minute, but sleep and recovery are going to be really important, especially if you're cutting aggressively. Step 7, get 9 hours of sleep every night. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is extreme. That's the point of this approach. This approach is extreme. I don't recommend it for most people, but if you're gonna do it, then might as well get the best results. Step 8, start hitting the weight room at least 4 times a week for 60 minutes at a time. If you're going to hit the weight room, then I recommend having someone write you a good program. If you want me to be that someone who writes you a program, click the link in the description and book a free 15-minute call with me, or just send me a DM on Instagram and ask me any questions that you want to. Step 9, make sure that most of your sets are reasonably close to failure. You don't have to go crazy and take every set to failure, but most of them should look hard. Step 10, over time, make sure that you are still trying to either A, add weight to the bar, or do more reps with the same weight. Step 11, if you implement all of these 10 steps and you still don't see any results over 15 days, add 3,000 steps to the amount of steps that you already take. At any point in time, if you see your weight loss stagnating, add movement instead of subtracting calories. I'm not saying that you can't subtract calories, just prioritize adding movement over subtracting calories.